Hello. Welcome to Ancestors and Aunties. This is the podcast for Black women leaders who are looking to prioritize themselves and stop putting everybody else's needs before their own so they can protect their peace without feeling guilty and without feeling like they have to do it all alone. So now, if that's you, if you show up strong on the outside but secretly struggling on the inside, these conversations are for you. I'm your host, Kim-Monique Johnson. I refer to myself as a recovering HR executive turned energy leadership coach. And in these conversations, we reflect on the teachings of our ancestors, known or unknown, and their everyday brilliance, the brilliance of our aunties and our elders. And so this is really more than a conversation, y'all. It's a return to self. Think of it like a remembering and a reclaiming of the holy, the joyful art of being a Black woman. And so I am so delighted to be joined by a beautiful Black woman, Brandy Wimberly. Brandy is an executive coach, a strategic advisor, and she's empowering federal leaders, those who've been working for the federal government. Much like my grandmother, my ancestor told me, like, if you get a federal job, you have a good government job. And so we know things have changed. And so I'm just so delighted to have Brandy here to talk about her experience.
Hello, hello. Hi, Kim-Monique.
Hi, thank you for being here. So I also want to share, Brandy, that, you're more than a coach. You're more than someone who does this work. And what I really appreciate is that you are enjoying spending your time offering more than just strategies and frameworks, right? That you are about creating space, one where people can build trust, curiosity, and non-judgment, and where the clients that you work with can pause long enough to truly hear themselves. Yeah, I love that. Say why that's important to you for clients to pause and truly hear themselves.
Well, I think going and first, thank you for having me join you today for this conversation. But realize going into this that I thought it was going to be 1, 2, 3, where we talk about what you want to do and go straight to a resume.
Mm,
And trying to talk to someone who's had 10 plus years of experience in something that's their identity, how they are recognized,
mm,
how they provide for their families. You
mm-hmm,
quickly realize that you're going from 0 to 100 and they're not even able to see themselves in a different light. So
mm,
it was actually through learning that you
mm-hmm.
can't get to the solution until you talk through the
Yeah,
group,
yeah, yeah.
what the jolt, right? It wasn't a pivot. People were
Mm-hmm.
jolted in this past, oh my goodness, 11 months.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that can feel brutal, right? It's like being pushed, you know?
Push.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one thing to pivot when you are like feeling like you're having a balance, but when someone is pushing you, that pivot can feel real harsh.
Yeah, at least to understand, because no one, I think, is, we know that there are layoffs and reorgs and mergers. So I don't think people are foreign to that being a reality.
Hmm.
Um, but I think it was the way in which it was done and having is like your breakup being done on social media where everyone's commenting
Right.
on what you're doing and not letting you say your side of the story is a
Mm.
even a more
Yeah.
heightened level of, oh, wait a
Hmm.
minute, this is not just happening, to me. You're not ready to say it's for me yet, right? It's
Right.
just happening to me. So, yes, it was a jolt to say the least.
And you are here, and you are here. Tell me though, how are you managing this pivot for yourself? Being a federal employee, right, and having gone through this experience, I know that there are women out there listening right now who have that same experience. So, what are you enjoying about your life right now, even during this pivot?
I am enjoying the ability to not have to answer how I'm doing, what I'm doing, and the way in which I'm doing it.
Okay.
And you still have family that is looking like there's real world things out here we may not have time to dream,
Mm,
but being really clear about what you want,
mm-hmm.
understanding that it's not about what anybody understands. And I
Mm,
am a responsible person.
yeah.
So there is no question that Brandy's going to do the things that are required
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And because I'm trying to make sense out of something that doesn't,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta go in the bag and go for things that may not be conventional, but
Yeah.
because those tools just don't work anymore. It's just
Yeah. Yeah.
so I'm enjoying having the freedom to play a little bit with that,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um, and and learn how to give myself grace. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
Black women especially don't know how to do that. We think we're supposed to get it right the first time. So
Mm-hmm.
that part I'm enjoying, like seeing the
Mm-hmm.
pleasure of the things that I want to do.
I love that. Yes, giving yourself permission to find ways to rediscover yourself, right? And to like not have to do the things that are expected because this is what the job requires, what your family requires. Like this is time for you right now.
This is time for me. So that setting boundaries to be able to create
Yeah,
without judgment,
yeah, yeah.
is not being sneaky. It's not
Mm-hmm.
being
Mm-hmm.
secretive. It's just you, at least for me, I want to protect
Mm-hmm.
something that I don't know what it is yet.
Ooh.
You
Okay.
know, let me protect it first.
Okay. Yes, bring the intrigue. Bring the intrigue. So
Right.
y'all listening out there, right? What is it like to protect something that you don't even know what it quite is yet, right? But you know there's something there that needs guarding because something is about to come through.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. So I want to continue our conversation rooted in the way that I always invite us to have this conversation, Brandy, and that is with a quote by the auntie Alice Walker. All right. So I'm going to read this quote and just like give you space to respond. See what comes up for you. So Alice Walker says, "To acknowledge our ancestors means we are aware that we did not make ourselves, that the line stretches all the way back, perhaps to God or to gods. We remember them because it is an easy thing to forget that we are not the first to suffer, rebel, fight, love, and die. The grace with which we embrace life, in spite of the pain, the sorrow, is always a measure of what has gone before." Alice Walker.
Hmm. It's it's a stream of things. It's first me remembering my mother who gave me the gift of from her it's called treasure mapping, which is a more spiritual, I would say, version of what people now today do, vision boards. But
Uh-huh.
it's creating visuals with intention about what you want. And we've been doing this since 2008. But that's what led me to becoming a coach.
Hmm.
That's what led me to understanding that we are a whole and how community is important.
Yeah.
Um, but then as I think about where we are today, we are not the first to experience this in the federal government. And I think that we have been through this so much that we're kind of conditioned for the other shoe to drop.
Mm-hmm.
So resilience is what we do, it's how we operate. It's,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
others have survived this. We've seen the crown still looking shiny.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a gift that you see your parents who've gone through things with less resources, less education, less options, um, to let you know you'll be fine.
Mm. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, that's so special. So calling in your mother's gift of treasure mapping, also known as vision boarding, but you knew it as treasure mapping as a gift from your mother. Yeah. Yeah, that's beautiful. And I'm also wondering what other lessons have been passed down to you when you think of ancestors?
Hmm. That, especially when it comes to spirituality, we are not one way.
Mm.
And that there is such a host and range of things that are available to us to say what helps us have our faith walk.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I've been blessed to have a mother who went through an entire growing up, we went through all the churches and experienced all the things. She was born Baptist,
Mm-hmm.
Southern, in Gainesville, Florida. So there was one way you're in church 90% of the week,
Yes.
Sunday.
Yes.
But she instilled in us that you need to be curious to know what works for you.
Mm.
Because sometimes it's a tangible thing you hold. Sometimes it's looking at a light and finding source in that light and meditating. Like there's so many things.
Oh, yeah.
So I would say that that was a lesson to not feel like you're not like everybody else in this
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
world that
Yeah.
we are in, Black people world, that
Mm-hmm.
you don't show up um, like
Mm-hmm.
everybody else.
Mm-hmm. So you had a chance to really like embrace spirituality, not just being in the black church, but your mother encouraged you to like experience the fullness of spirituality outside of religion. Did I get that right, or did I?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Mm. And so what does that look like now? Like, for myself, I think about like mindfulness and taking time to pause and breathe and like be connected to this sense of, a higher being, right? And so I'm wondering what that looks like for you.
It is a combination of tapping into journaling, um,
Hmm.
letting thoughts come out on paper, and then later looking at it to see what the themes were. I think definitely it comes in the form of every year revisiting these things that we say that we want. Because as you get older, you're less able to do it, right? It's more
Yeah,
about
yeah.
things are aligned and it was time. You
Mm,
prepared for this moment to happen.
mhm.
Um, there is, I think, also tapping into Pan-African religions and what they have to offer, and seeing when a religion is based upon the earth and how we walk this land as a different type of, to
Yes,
me, belonging, and
yes.
then this man on the wall that we think is supposed to be
Ooh.
right.
Oh,
We won't say what the man is, but I think we all know
uh-oh.
who the man is on the wall.
Well,
Um,
ooh, I gotta sip tea right now. Let me sip my tea, girl. Talk about the man on the wall. What do he look
talking
like?
about the man on the wall who also represents the man that
Mm,
puts us in boxes in order to make us be
mhm.
comfortable for them,
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and I think even at this time when everything is so convoluted with what truth is according to the person,
Hmm.
if you don't find your way,
Yeah.
your prescription to help you get through it, it will
Hmm.
be like you'll never know
Hmm.
what's right. So
Hmm.
I guess spirituality will always be metaphysics, will be the foundation for my spiritual walk, which I think always opens it up to many tools and all the best of all these religious practices and,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Ah, yeah. So as y'all are listening, right, I invite you to think about that. What are these metaphysical tools? How can we go beyond what we may have been taught? Because here's the thing, our ancestors, our aunties, they exposed us to a certain right way and lessons. And some of that has absolutely served us, right? And some of it may be begging us to go beyond it, right? Yeah, I love that. And so I think about the idea of connecting, as you said, to the earth and how there's a meditation around just like really getting lost in the sky, right? Thinking about like our problems, our existence. If you look up and meditate on the sky, how often can we just do that? Just look up and think about things from a higher plane.
Mm, because if you don't, and
Hmm.
you let what you see in front
Yeah.
of you, which are all smoke and mirrors, which are
Hmm.
created to keep you thinking that fear is here, you're about to do, like it's never here to make you feel great, never
Hmm.
here to make you feel like, oh, there's an abundance of things. It's always to
Right.
be, there's a scarcity mindset, therefore you have to grab and do it. So it's reactionary
Right.
instead of, like you say, get
Yeah.
lost in the sky, knowing
Yeah.
you're part of something bigger,
Bigger.
far
Bigger.
bigger.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm riffing with you right now. This just came to me. Tell me if this sounds corny or or not, but I'm really wondering about this. Like, think about what our ancestors had to use for devices and to get information, right? Or even think about back in the day, like boom boxes. Devices were bigger.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
now we're all hunched down looking at a much smaller device, our phone
Hmm.
or even our watch, right?
Hmm.
And that just came to me. Tell me if this is making any sense to you, Brandy. Like we are now, like you said, being forced to look at things in a smaller and smaller and smaller frame.
Ooh, it's even as your hands, as you
Hmm.
describe it,
Yeah.
um, we have access to so much information. However,
Hmm.
we're only subscribing to the things that we want to hear.
Ooh.
So
Mhm.
it's, yes, you have all this, but I'm gonna limit it to just this. So it's saturated with this is what everybody else is going through.
Right, right, right. Yeah, yeah. It makes me think about, like you said, like, when you're thinking about slowing down, you hear your own thoughts. The importance of doing that, because sometimes we have to question, are these really my thoughts? Do I really think this? Or is it like, what's been coming on my social media feed and what I've seen on the news that's making me think that I think this?
Which is, I think, when working with clients, asking them to think about what you want to do that is not tied to your position,
Mm-hmm.
position description,
Yeah,
or the role you play in an office.
yeah.
And I've worked a lot with Black women, and
Mm.
there's tears.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
I think that they never even had a chance to think like
Right, right.
that. It's always been
Yeah,
this is the box, this is the lane, this is the thing.
right.
And it's a great plan. I plan to retire too. You
Yes.
know, the gift of what my mom gave me was my retirement plan. That wasn't the plan.
Yeah.
So you get bought in after year 6.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Year 10, you like, we straight.
Yes. That good government job. I know that's right.
Like good government job.
Good government job. Benefits and retirement plan. And if you're really lucky, you get a pension. Yeah. And we're taught to believe that that's it. That's the lane.
That's the lane. So yes, I think as we have access to so much, we still are
Mm-hmm.
default as a human being
Yeah.
we can't take in all of that.
Yeah.
We still limit it
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
this thing.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
mindfulness are those things that I always praise that you incorporate in all of the things you do because it sets the tone that this encounter with you the intention is to expand your mind. That's
Talk about
why
it.
we're here.
Right. Yes, yes. That is so beautiful. So as y'all are listening, and if you've ever wondered, like, do I need a coach? And I have a therapist. I'm not sure what a coach can do for me, right? I'm hearing you, Brandy, say, right, with coaching, it is really helping people think about their mindset, not so much maybe their sort of traumas or other things that they may need to or want to work through in therapy,
Mhm.
but what's the mindset to have a more expansive view, right, of just what's possible.
Which is
Yeah.
possible. And faith
Hmm.
always comes into it for us. It's not going to be this is just the job. We don't do that. We're a whole person. Faith is a key part of that, whatever that is.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Yeah, it reminds me of I know of someone, I won't share her name. She's a family member,
Okay,
right? And on her job, she's so funny because everybody comes to her, a black woman, to get shit done.
of course.
She's been in the job, good government job, works at the post office, and she's been there for a long time. And people know if you want to get stuff done, go to her, right?
Right. Right.
But she says she doesn't want to be a manager, she doesn't want to be a supervisor because she doesn't want to be responsible for people. But guess what? She's still the one that people go to, right? Because black women, sometimes we just don't know how not to fall back, right? We see something that has to get taken care of, and damn it, we're gonna take care of it.
We run to it.
And run to it.
Run, run to it. Complain at the same time.
Complain at the same time, right? Y'all want me to do da da da. I
Yes.
ain't gonna do da da. And next thing you know, the da 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 is done.
I am a example of that
Yeah.
because I stayed as I was the last leader director in the organization.
Mm.
Through retirements or people were just didn't want to do it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized my coping
Yeah.
is production. My
Wow.
coping is movement. It's work, which doesn't give you time to sit in the fact that you are going through a major thing.
Right.
And
Mm.
I didn't even realize that till 3, 4 months in when I started getting mad at the people who were at home. And I'm like, why are you mad at them? Nobody told you. You said you had to hold everybody up on your shoulders. Like,
Yeah.
no one asked you to do that.
Ooh.
So I've
Ooh.
learned a
Yeah.
lot about me I
Mm-hmm.
learned a lot about me in that time.
Thank you. That is so precious. So, as you learn about that, you learned about yourself in that time, what does it mean now to prioritize yourself so that you're not putting other people first?
I had so many negative thoughts about what that was. I was being mean.
Mm-hmm.
I was obviously insane
Mm-hmm.
because this is not what you do,
Mm-hmm.
Brandy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then you get to a place where you're like, but it feels good.
Mm. So let me understand. So you're feeling a little insane, feeling crazy, but it feels good. Say more about that.
So initially, you have to put yourself in the center because everything you put ahead of you is no longer there.
Mm.
So now you're in this vast field where it could be hold on and wait to go back. Hopefully, it's better. Go into the private industry, entrepreneurship,
Mm-hmm.
chill for a little bit, like
Yeah.
gather yourself, sis.
Yeah.
Or it is, I got to think about all the good ideas that I need to put together and have it implemented by the end of year
Yeah. Uh-huh.
as
Yeah.
if we are in control of time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so that was where I was like, I thought I felt like I was being mean because it was like, I'm not answering. Everyone asked me, what's your plan?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh, it's month 0. Am I
Yeah.
supposed to have a plan?
What was that plan? Uh-huh. Yeah.
And having to prioritize, I don't have one and I don't want one right now. I
Mm-hmm.
don't, I will be all right.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. That to me alone, that alone,
Yes.
I don't have a plan and really not have one.
Yes. That's scary. Yeah. More than scary because you said that, you're used to coping by doing.
Yes.
Right, right. So how many of us out there are used to coping by doing, and when we are forced, right, through layoffs, a pivot, when we are forced to not do, then the question is, well, who we be?
Who will we be?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, so getting to a place where maybe that's why I'm so much around seeking pleasure.
Okay.
And what does pleasure mean in expanding pleasure, right? And it is sometimes waking up, walking down to my office
Hmm.
with a tea and thinking about what I want to do today.
Nice. Nice. Now, when you say your office, you mean your home office. You're not
Home
working
office.
at anybody else's, your office.
I would doubt that this picture would be in my federal government space. Yes, home office.
Home office, yes. So for
Yes.
those who are listening, Brandy has got, how would you describe it? It's a beautiful piece of artwork. Please tell us about this artwork behind you.
My goodness, this is I would say a girl. I only say girl just because the facial features seem young to me, but I thought it was so beautiful because you know she's black by her
Mm,
dreads and the size of her lips and the
yes, yes,
beautiful nose and the profile
yes.
of her face.
Uh-huh.
And but the colors are more important to me than the actual person that's being represented in it. It just feels free and vibrant. Like life is in this person, you know. Yeah, so she became my backdrop. And towards the end, when we no
Yes,
longer cared about having that picture with the little stale flowers in the back because it looked like it was corporate
neutral.
friendly.
Yeah, yes, yes. And that's something, right? The strategies that we adopt or we think are strategies in order for us to like fit in, let me neutralize myself. Let me not have a picture that really glorifies all of my blackness and my beauty. Let me pull up a abstract. You ever see those pictures in government offices and your doctor's office and the dentist where it's like, what is that?
No, but it feels professional.
It's professional because it doesn't have us,
Right.
right?
Nothing defined in that. There's nothing
Yeah,
black in that. It's great. It's vanilla.
it's vanilla, exactly. Some neutral, bland, don't know what it is. And that's something we just kind of like adapt and adopt that's professional. And that's supposed to inspire you when you show up to work every day? No. Yeah.
No, no.
Yeah, yeah. So now that you are taking your time going into your own office in your own home, when you're seeing your clients and serving black women and they can see a reflection of themselves in that beautiful artwork, right?
Mhm.
how do you talk to your clients about the importance of creating boundaries
Hmm.
to care for their peace?
Ooh. So you're familiar with how energies show up, and um, the caregivers that I talk to are probably the most impacted by this, or the ones who are really responsible, who lead from the head. They can rationalize anything that they do because it's about getting the thing done. Um, so I always have to say, ask them, what is it that you want for yourself? Like, what makes you happy? Like, even as we talk about career, after we get through the skills, the technical, professional, and
Mm-hmm.
personal sort of
Mm-hmm.
strengths that they have, I always ask them about their values.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and I think people are easily like, yeah, this, and this, and this.
Right. Right. Right.
Then it's like, well, then what are you going to do to protect them? And
Yeah.
then it's, oh, wait a minute.
Right. Right. Yeah.
It's my son. It's my
Mm.
husband. It's
Mm.
my coworker. It's always this exception being made.
Mm-hmm.
So then it
Mm-hmm.
goes through, are these really your values?
Yeah.
Or it just sounds good to say?
Right. Right.
And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of that is sitting in the feeling rejected if they don't, or they're not going to do it right, but it's just because they don't do it like them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of talk around, if this is what makes you happy, these are the things that work well for you.
Mm-hmm.
You show up, why
Yeah.
don't you protect that just as hard as you would protect if your son or your
Yeah.
child was being
Right. Yeah.
put.
Yeah. Sure. Sure.
So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that is one. That is, I think, an extended conversation that they're not even think that they're gonna have, and and they
Yeah.
have one with me. Yeah,
Yeah.
protecting
Yeah.
yourself. How do you protect yourself?
How you protect yourself, right? So they can work with you in terms of, okay, what's my career pivot? And still, you're going to take them back to, okay, well, who are you? What do you really want? What makes you happy? And what are the values that are important to you?
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful because really, black women out there, like we're not used to considering our whole selves, right? We're used to being this compartmentalized human being, right? I'm someone's partner, I'm someone's daughter, I'm someone's auntie, right? I'm
Mm-hmm.
someone's employee, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
yet, how often do we put the centering of one's own humanity first? Yeah? Like, I'm not here to be someone to produce, right? I'm here because I'm here.
I'm here because I'm here.
I'm here because I'm here, right? It's not I'm here and what can I do next and what can I do for you, right? Yeah.
I
I
am
love
not
that.
a production horse or widget.
Right. Right.
And it goes then, if this is what you want,
Mm-hmm.
how are you spending your energy now? Take an inventory then
Mm-hmm.
of how you're spending your time.
Yeah.
When you
Yeah.
look at that pie, and while we may find, like I said, oh, the crown is on my head, I was there to the end, there wasn't nobody there, everybody could come to Brandy,
Uh,
like, but that crown is not even what I value to be important at that time.
ooh. So let's hold on to that, right? So how many out there, right?
Kim-Monique,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, yeah, that's right. Like how many of us wear a crown or do the thing, right? Put on that cape, and it may feel good in the moment because this is what we're used to doing. This is how we cope, right? But it's also like the thing that we realize it's what's draining us.
mm,
That very thing that I think I need to do and sometimes makes me feel good is actually to my detriment.
that is when you hit the, or not, it's a more reflection point.
Yeah, yeah,
And some people get it when they're 60, 70. Some people get it hopefully when they're a little bit older, I
yeah,
mean younger.
yeah,
But yeah, it becomes like, well, then who am I then
yeah,
if I'm not this?
right. And then I want to take it back to what you said earlier about like just giving yourself time to slow down and not do, to just be, right? So just talk a little about this notion about resting, and believing that rest is not a reward that you get only at the end of exhausting yourself. But tell me about what you believe about rest just for rest.
Rest just for rest's sake.
Yeah.
Um, I had to remind myself that resting is not lazy.
Resting is not lazy.
This is not a lazy day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just because in my head I can think about the 10 things that I can do.
Yeah.
And most of the time it's doing two things at once.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um, that is not great. Not the goal. And that I've even had to do things where I block time
Yeah.
in the future
Mm.
so that I get surprised because I'm
Yeah.
moving.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
But getting, oh, you have a date with yourself.
Ooh, so what does that look like? A real talk. Like when
Oh my goodness, okay.
come on
So
now. Somebody
my
needs to hear this.
dates, my dates with myself can range from
Hmm.
going to the Hirshhorn Museum is in DC. It's
Yeah.
one of my favorite museums.
Mm.
Going there for the day and just getting lost.
Ah, but you said something, but so am I following you? Like you would put that on your calendar ahead of time and like surprise yourself and that day, oh, I get to go to the museum today?
I get to go to the museum today.
That is so
I get to
juicy.
go to the museum today. And being alone, like finding activities that you do not need anyone around
Ooh,
to
yeah,
have to enjoy it, to
yeah,
experience it. That's to me, resting can be sitting and what like if you dated somebody for an extended period of time,
yes,
you probably got group shows that both of y'all watch. They
yes,
may be in sports. You don't care about a football team. Now you got a jersey. Like,
right, right.
so even having quiet time to look
Yeah,
at TV that only you like, that could be the world.
yes,
You never had to do it. You
yes.
never could.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And that's
mm-hmm.
not being a sloth.
Right.
That is finding things that bring you pleasure. So you
Yeah,
can escape for
yes.
that hour, 2 hours, and if it's a half a day because you got on a binge,
Mm-hmm,
it's a
mm-hmm.
half a day.
Right, right. Without judgment of like, oh, I'm wasting time or yeah, yeah.
It
Because
would
if you
have
would
to
do
be
that, if you would do that with your boo thing, you could do it for yourself, right?
you could and right, and it doesn't have to be if people are not in that mindful space of meditating, and it may not look like that to you, but
Right.
that is what that means to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
finding what that means for you. Yeah.
No, I love that. That's a takeaway tip right there. To really just ahead of time schedule a surprise date with yourself, a surprise something. Because think about the opposite. How many times we look at our calendar and we look at the week and it's like, oh shit, I got this meeting.
Right.
Oh, oh dang, I gotta do this thing, right?
Right.
But to give yourself that surprise delight, that treat, that's for you.
That's for you. And honor it just like it would be a doctor's appointment.
Right, right.
Honor it.
Yes,
Even if you
yes.
don't make it to the museum, but you are resting.
You're resting.
Let
You're
your brain
resting.
rest because when you lay down at night and your brain is still,
Mm-hmm.
because it
Mm-hmm.
never had time to
Yeah.
not look at a screen, not read something, not respond, not to
Right.
react.
Right.
You
Right.
need to give your brain time
Yeah.
to know how to do it,
To know
how
how
to
to.
come down.
Right. Right. It's like practicing a muscle, right? Give your brain, I'm hearing you say, give your brain, give your body, give your spirit the opportunity to practice, not having to be on, right, for someone else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that might be especially important for women in this in-between time, right? For Black women, maybe who are, again, navigating this pivot, right? Navigating what's next, that they can use this time to practice caring for themselves. Because when they get back into that situation, that work world, they're gonna have practiced that muscle.
Yeah. And even I was looking at these statistics, 300,000 Black women lost jobs, and this is across private and public sector. And a lot of it was due to the DEI
Mm-hmm.
sort of
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
initiative of bringing that to an end. Again, it's because we knew something needed to be changed, so therefore we was going to hold the crown and make sure we could save the environment.
Yes, yes, yes,
But
yes.
that means that's a lot of households that
Mm-hmm.
who may have been the primary breadwinner. Um,
True.
being in
True.
the DMV area,
Mm-hmm.
it's not just across the United States, we've been, a little bit more impacted by it in this area than others.
In the DMV area. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yes, I think the thought of how do we practice in this time when you do have downtime,
Right.
you
Right.
legit have downtime.
Right. Yeah.
Are you purposefully filling it with things so you
Right.
don't give yourself a chance
Mm-hmm.
to
Yes.
just be still?
To just be still. Yeah. So what do you say to the woman who's out there saying, okay, but Brandy, the severance is gonna run out and I need to have something lined up. And so I gotta use this time to like, make stuff happen. I gotta be out there. Like I can't sit still.
Mm. Well, I would ask, there's two things.
Mm.
One is, well, does moving always mean that you're being productive?
Ooh, uh-oh. Talk about it, right?
You can move all you want, and now you are,
Yeah.
because it felt like the right decision.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a position now making money that is nowhere near what I was making. But
Mm-hmm.
because of a scarcity mindset that I had to do something yesterday,
Right.
I settled for something. Now, don't get me wrong, we all got real lives and bills to pay.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Mm-hmm.
But if we're really looking at this pivot as an opportunity to do different,
Yes. Yes.
then you have to give yourself a moment to really figure out what does different look like that you can live with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm going into looking at positions that are two
Mm-hmm.
or three position titles ago.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm not going in with the same going in trying to match exactly what I'm was
Yeah.
doing there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and it's humbling, but just even know, giving yourself a moment to kind of map out your steps,
Right.
to know the industry, to know the types of positions, I
Mm-hmm.
think even at least gives you a better understanding of what work environment you want to be in.
Right.
If you are starting over, do they have training programs? Do
Mm-hmm.
they have a good onboarding program? Like you're able to interview the company just as much as they're interviewing you,
Right.
because we tend to do 130% when
Right.
the job only requires 75. You're gonna
Right.
give them more.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just
Mm-hmm.
make sure it's feeding your entire self. But if you don't give yourself time to realize, no, I need a mentor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
need a 3 month training for this.
Right. Right.
Even ask the
Mm-hmm.
question.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So moving quickly doesn't mean progress.
Right.
You just moved quickly.
You just move quickly. Yeah. And how many times do we move quickly on anything and then realize? So again, thinking about the ancestors, right? My grandmother used to always say, haste makes waste. Haste makes waste. You're moving fast and you spill the darn thing, right? Now you got to stop and clean up the darn thing, and you didn't get to where you were trying to get to in the time you thought you'd get there anyway. Haste makes waste, right?
Yeah.
You rushing and you trip and fall, and then now you hurt.
Now you hurt.
Now you
And
got a broke arm.
now your
you
knee swollen.
now your
Joints ain't
knees
right. Your lower back hurt.
you all scraped up.
Scraped out. Oh my gosh. But no, I'm glad you mentioned that because there are plenty of us who were like in this panic mode that
Hmm.
we gotta move, we gotta move, we gotta move. So I'm glad that you held that up because it's
Hmm.
real. It's a
It is real. It is real. It is real. And I'm also wondering about this with your coaching, if you have experience with this. It's again, you mentioned this like the energy we have, like the things we're telling ourselves. And, real talk, sometimes, it sounds like that toxic positivity. Oh, just manifest and just, believe it and visualize, right? And yet, as you mentioned, your own mom, right? The treasure mapping, to really like claiming it, because that's the energy that you will begin to attract.
if you don't know what you're attracting, then you're gonna get a whole lot of stuff.
You're gonna get a whole lot of stuff.
Whole
Yeah,
lot of stuff. But when people ask you, what do you want?
right.
You can tell them.
Yeah.
And that could be the person that leads you to the person that leads you to the person.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, but if you don't know how to capture that thought, capture those things, then how is somebody going to even know how to help you?
Right. Right. For sure. Oh, this is so powerful, and I just really appreciate you sharing. This is what's so important. It's why I believe this podcast is so special for us, is because the women who come on here, myself included, we're sharing our real stories, right? It's not about, we are the expert and do this. This is, we're walking alongside you, sis. So as you're listening, know that you're not alone, right? Know that, there's someone else out here who's experiencing something very similar to you, for sure. And so thank you for sharing that, Brandy. So I was working with a Black woman who is a leader in a pharmaceutical company. And she got laid off and she was looking for a new position. And she was really thinking that she needed to either have a lateral position or a higher position, a VP level. So in our coaching, I just noticed that she just didn't seem that enthused. She wasn't that excited about, continuing in that line of work. And
Mm,
much like you said, Brandy, right? For those out there listening, it's like first stop and think, what's important to you? What do you really want? And what she said kind of sheepishly was like, I want to be able to like get up in the morning and do my yoga and like do my meditation and not feel like I've got to be in the grind every day. Like I'm really not jazzed up about going into this corporate work environment where
mhm.
every day it feels like, grind, hustle, and tension and stress. So I was like, well, let's stay with that. What would that look like for you? You know? And why is that important to you? And she said, well, it would look like exactly that. Being able to set my own schedule, being able to do work that feels fulfilling and not draining and exhausting, right? Being able to be present for my son. And so I said, well, why is that important? Say more. And so the more I got her to talk about why that was important and what it could look like, she realized, you know what? I don't want that job. I don't want to go for that job. What I want instead is health coaching, and she wanted to connect health coaching with other values, other things that she really enjoyed that she didn't get to do much of when she was working as an executive, which was travel.
Mhm,
So
mhm,
she's merging like this idea of wellness and well-being with travel, right? And how many times do we see retreats for women of color, right? Because we need to have spaces where we can decompress. And so she found that she's more interested in doing that than
mhm.
going back into the corporate world. Yeah, and she did it. She did it. Yeah, she did it. She used that time in between to go and get certifications and to connect, and here's what's so fascinating too. When you listen, when you are thinking about the work that you used to do, think about those transferable skills, right? What are the things that you were doing in your former job or even your current job that could be very, very needed in some other space that's more aligned with how you want to be?
Mhm.
And that's what she did. Yeah, she was excellent at networking and building partnerships for a company. So she did the same thing for herself in this new role that's focused on wellness and travel.
Oh, that is beautiful to hear. I
Yeah.
always talk about imagine being able to make the decision when you just don't like something
Yeah.
versus something forcing you to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, that's beautiful to hear. So I have, and the first thing that comes to my mind is a young black woman who has all the degrees
Mm-hmm.
in the world
Yeah.
and came to me because her current office was being reorged.
Mm.
So the person who brought her in it was no longer there. The champion that she had is no longer
Wow.
there. Her
Yeah.
team of three is now one. So she's
Mm.
doing the job, everybody's job. And she came to me with, well, I think I just want to find another opportunity equal to what she had.
Mm.
As we start talking about, to your point,
Mm-hmm.
what do you do well? What do you gravitate to? What
Yeah.
um pulling her experiences from these other positions where it's not the job, but it's all the things around the job that you
Right.
do.
Yeah.
Come to find out she's a strategic thinker,
Mm.
needs to be probably more strategic advisor,
Mm-hmm.
chief of staff sort of area in the nonprofit sector.
Mm.
And I didn't know how transformative it is to realize who you are
Yeah.
because we had, I think it was like 2 weeks between our session.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, Brandy, I've been talking to my husband. I've been talking about these things that we've been doing and these lists, and it's literally her transferable skills.
Wow. Yeah.
Um, and because she was like, I think I got to, she was thinking she had to go back to school.
Wow.
I was
Yeah.
like, there's no more school. You
No,
can't
no, boo
possibly
boo.
need.
You're right. You don't need no more degrees. No more student loans.
No more student loans. And so now getting her from a supportive role
Hmm.
in program development and fundraising to now thinking around it could be organizational development, it could be project, but you have now a whole suite of things
Right.
that's not
Right.
limited to an industry
Yes. Yes.
that you can now open yourself to and their leadership roles. You're now ready. You didn't even know you were ready for a promotion
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you
because those
took you.
around you.
Yeah. 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 Right. Right. Taking inventory, really slowing down and taking stock. What do I do well? What am I good at? Like, what do people come to me for? Right? So she found out through her work with you that she's actually a strategic thinker, planner, and able to be in this other area of organizational development and leadership.
Which is total opposite than where she's in now, which is fundraising and a nonprofit and sort of overseeing projects.
Wow. Yeah, it takes skill to do that. It takes strategy to do that, right?
And if you already are able to build relationships where leadership is listening to you, that is also something that she didn't even know was a powerful superpower.
Wow.
Not everyone is able to get the ear of leadership where they actually listen,
Listen. Ooh, that's so good. And that's regardless of your title, right?
regardless of title.
Yes.
This is what you do showing up like, hey, it's a Monday.
Right. And people know. Let's go ask Keisha. Keisha know what's up, right?
She needs to be in these meetings. You
Yes.
may think that, oh, it's such a privilege to be in these meetings.
Yeah.
No,
No.
you need to be in these meetings.
They
They
know.
know you need.
They know what.
Exactly. They know.
They know.
That's why they called on you.
And
They
they called on
know.
you. That's right. Keisha better recognize, girl. You got skills.
You got skills, but they'll never tell you it's a superpower because you're being used in the way that benefits them.
Damn, that's right. That's right. Ooh, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. So that's so powerful. So the transformation, the success, again, bringing Black women back home to themselves, right? Helping them slow down, helping them treasure map, helping them unlock what's there for them in moments of silence, in ways in which they can take themselves out on surprise, delightful dates, whether it's a
Right.
museum or a
Yeah.
cute restaurant, right? And there's so much down there in the DMV area. Remind me what DMV stands for. D is for DC.
DC, Virginia,
Yeah,
and then you have Maryland.
in Maryland. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Beautiful. Well, if you're anywhere in that vicinity, you can find Brandy if you would like to connect with her for coaching and to have her bring you back to yourself and identify your strengths. Brandy, how can people find you?
Oh, well, thank you so much. You can find me on LinkedIn, Brandy J. Wimberly Coach.
Okay.
You can also find my business
Mm.
empowerjazzyou.com.
Hmm.
You can reach out to me there. I'm also on IG and on goodness, Facebook. Um, but please, please, even if it's not, you're just deciding,
Yeah.
you're trying to figure it out. What are moves?
Yes.
A 15, 30-minute discovery call with me. You may not continue to work with me,
Hmm.
but there are definitely resources and people that I can, help you find on your
Yes.
path to
Mm.
discovery.
Yes, that's such a gift. We'll drop all of that in the show notes as well, Brandy. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Again, for any Black woman out there who's a federal worker or knows someone who's a federal worker who's going through this transition, right? Hit a sister up, right? Well, maybe we could be a little less violent with the language, right? Like, we don't want you to be hit up. What do we want to say? Hug a sister up.
Hug,
Yes, hugs all around.
I'll take it.
Oh, thank you so much, Brandy. And thank you all who are listening. This has been Ancestors and Aunties. And if you heard anything at all during this conversation that inspired you or might inspire someone else, please, I'm going to pause right now and ask you to like this episode, subscribe, because y'all know how it is. It helps the algorithm. It makes sure more Black women get to hear these conversations. So go ahead and like and subscribe and share this podcast. And if you'd like support in prioritizing yourself and stop putting other people's needs before your own and having a little grace and compassion with yourself along the way to protect your peace, you can also find me at innervisionscoaching.com. Click book a call, and we'll also connect for 20 minutes or so, just to connect. So you've got me, you've got Brandy, you've got support out here. All right. Thank you so much. Create the day you need. This is Kim-Monique saying thank you.